This is my artificial intelligence project that I'm also doing for my ECS ePortfolio project. So, to start, my artificial intelligence that I chose was C-3PO, which is from the Star Wars franchise. And I chose this artificial intelligence because I thought that his ability to translate was near human, and I definitely thought that it was not something capable of machine unless programming was used. That's why I thought that he was developed the best out of artificial intelligence. Here I describe his purpose in Star Wars. So here I describe how his main function here is protocol, and he can translate over 6 million dialects spoken across the galaxy in order to give humans a better understanding. Um, Mostly this comes in handy in later films such as Return of the Jedi and stuff like that when translation had become a problem. Now, translation is something that we normally associate with human capabilities, but in here we are seen with the cyborg named C-3PO here, who has this ability to translate, which is a human ability, which is why I thought this character best represented artificial intelligence. Here I describe his physical attributes um, that enable him to exhibit near human intelligence. So some of those include a gold outer plating, hydraulic joints, vocabulator, which enables him to basically translate, vision photoceptors, which are his eyes, antenna receiver, power cables, and internal wiring, and a primary circuit breaker. So, can C-3PO learn? Um, so here I describe C-3PO as a droid that was meant to be programmed in three basic functions, which is etiquette, customs, and translate. Those are the three functions that I chose that were AI. Um, but they lack the ability to learn new actions because external programming is their main source of learning. They can't really learn new things unless programming is put into them that they could learn this. They can only perform these basic functions, etiquette, customs, and translating, because uh, that's the main part of their programming. They can't really learn. Um, the next part, what is artificial intelligence? So artificial intelligence is best defined as the action of creating intelligent digital programs or machines that mimic exact human intelligence. These can be simple machines or complex machines based on the level of intelligence used by a human being in order to complete a certain task. So how does C-3PO fit into this description of AI? He best fits into this because of his abilities and functions and intelligence as a protocol droid. So according to this definitions of AI, a digital creation must function with near human intelligence and must be able to perform tasks that normally require human intellect. C-3PO performs these tasks frequently as it is his main function to translate languages, which is usually a task that is associated with human intellect. Its other function of etiquette is something we associate with human intelligence as well due to our ability to express emotion. Since C-3PO has artificial intelligence, it allows him to express some feeling, communicate with intelligent human-like responses. These examples show that C-3PO does indeed fall under the category of artificial intelligence. So basically, to sum it all up, what I'm saying here is that protocol, aka translation, and etiquette using and feeling emotions are typically things that we associate with humans, but C-3PO here, he can respond like humans, he can perform human acts, and he does this all in the form of a robot, something digital. So our next slide here is ethical issues. I'm just going to briefly summarize this. So language barriers / prejudice. In Star Wars, there is prejudice based on languages, and we see that throughout the films. Like we see different races speaking different languages. We see all kinds of species on different planets speaking different languages. And C-3PO he destroys the barriers that set them apart. He sort of connects them. And that's the sort of issue that he addresses there. He sort of connects people together, not really separating them by their languages. Here I also have slave labor. Slave labor was addressed, as seen in episode 1, when one of the main characters, Anakin Skywalker, and his mother were slaves. And translation could easily be a duty that a slave could have been given. But thanks to robots like C-3PO, um, they can replace slave labor essentially and sort of destroy that ethical issue. And finally, here we have discrimination. This sort of ties in with language barriers. Tensions run high in star systems and all that sort of thing. We have Republic, Separatists, and all these sort of different sides in Star Wars universe. So basically discrimination. We have the powerful picking on the weak and not being able to defend themselves. C-3PO, he sort of alleviates that tension because of his ability to translate and sort of his help with like sort of calculations and stuff like that. He does relieve racial and ethical tensions also because droids by far are discriminated the most, so he sort of eases tension by being the guy that they pick on, so to speak. So acoustic processing. Acoustic processing is best defined as the machine's ability to document and analyze various forms of waves. C-3PO does have this because that's his main way of hearing languages. If you couldn't hear, then he couldn't really translate, so that's basically how I got that. Speech from organic beings provides the sound waves, and he basically analyzes that through acoustic processing. Speech recognition. It was pretty obvious that C-3PO obviously would have to recognize speech in order to translate, so that's there, but I'll quickly go over the definition. So it's the ability to analyze speech and dialect which is spoken directly to something or someone, and words are recognizable and one is able to reply to the speaker. That's C-3PO's ability. He can take in words and he can take out words as well. Facial recognition is the ability for a machine to verify, identify, and recognize a person based on the image or video of oneself. C-3PO can definitely complete this action because he has photoceptors which allow him to see and recognize faces that he remembers. His internal memory also helps in this, and they function similarly to eyes. And then C-3PO can obviously, we see C-3PO as an example in Star Wars movies recognizing the face of his master, such as Anakin Skywalker, who is the creator of C-3PO. He can recognize his master, he can recognize Luke Skywalker, he can recognize a lot of people based on their face. So, could this AI give way to the rise of the machine? I said that this AI would not, because he only is programmed to have one specific function, which is translation, and by no means could a self-aware robot such as C-3PO cause any damage or harm, because his physical structure just doesn't allow him to revolt against any human creators. He just wasn't designed for that function, and his body just doesn't allow him to attack humans. And I said here, although C-3PO is sophisticated AI with the ability to recognize faces and all those things, his physical structure just simply doesn't allow it. If C-3PO were to somehow have the ability to cause harm, safety measures can be taken in place to protect humans. So I suggested that deactivation switches or buttons that could shut down AI completely be attached to C-3PO somehow. And then another one would be a manufactured AI with limited functions and less access to private information. And that could prevent the spread of hacking or viruses and stuff like that. And a final solution I said was just wiping out all code, which would sort of be like a last resort. And in case the robots become rampant, you can sort of just get rid of everything here. And yeah, that's it. And here I have the sources cited, so thank you.